Hi everyone, Bernard here. Hope you're all staying safe and well. Welcome to the latest That Was the Week That Was, our little family-friendly quiz that we do after every couple of games. And obviously we're going to cover the West Ham and Wolves games today. 21 questions, 10 on the West Ham game and links to general knowledge on West Ham and City, and obviously 10 on the Wolves game and the same as, links on Wolves and City as well. And there's just an odd "you are the ref" thrown in as well, so that's just to test your VAR knowledge, even though we'd probably after that joke of a decision against Wolves, it all ended up all right though, didn't it? That joke of a decision, I mean, VAR would just sort of raise its ugly head again a little bit, didn't it? Anyway, we're going to do that today. Please, if you're new to that channel, please, or this channel as well, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. You enjoy what we do. I try and do City past, City present, City quizzes like this, lots of different things, City magazine vlogs, there's tons of stuff. I'm trying to get to 800 subscribers by the end of March 21, so if you can help me get towards that, fantastic. Any City friends you've got or guys might be interested, please point them in my direction. If you do check the playlist, I also have a film and TV channel as well, so if that's of any use to you. I like doing film reviews and TV drama reviews, information vlogs, what's out to buy, eventually what's back on at the cinema. I've not done one of them for a long time, but hey, hopefully very soon. So if that's of any interest to you or anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction again. That'll be super. And there's a couple of links on Facebook and Twitter. If you follow and friend me on there, I do check every 3 or 4 days and follow and friend everyone back. And all comments are welcome. What about this quiz? Let me know your scores. People are a little bit reluctant. I've had the odd person saying, "Oh, I've not done very well," but leave us your scores if you whatever score you get. It's only a bit of fun. I think there's 26 points I think up today. Let me just have a quick look. 28 points up for grabs with the 21 questions today, so obviously the few extras there. So yeah, just let me know your scores, and if you can't leave us a comment, just give us a thumbs up, and it's just nice to know if you enjoy these things. Since I've been doing these quizzes, we've not been beat yet, so I've been doing quite a lot of these, so I think we'll carry on, and obviously with the next couple of games, United and Southampton, let's hope it carries on even further. Right, let's get on with the quiz. Right, there might be a couple you might have to pause. There's a couple of different things today. I've got an anagram thing, and I've also got a look at a picture. Then I'll test you on a couple of things on the picture, so you might be able to pause it if you want today. You can do it in real time, obviously. I will allow some time for you to do it, but whatever happens, it's just a bit of fun. You don't have to Google anything. You don't have to go back and look at things and try to cheat. It's just a bit of fun. Just see how you do. Right, here we go. First of all, the West Ham part of the quiz. So question 1. Yeah, here we go. So this is all, I think your mind back to a few days only, if you're obviously doing this within a few days of the West Ham game. West Ham are the first team to score at the Etihad since December the 15th, 2020. Who were our opponents that day? So who was the last team before West Ham to score for talking the West Ham game? Don't forget, I'm not talking the Wolves game, we're talking the West Ham game. So who were the last opponents on the December the 15th to score against us? Don't particularly want to know the score, you probably know it anyway, but just the team that obviously were the last to score at the Etihad against us. That's question 1. Excuse me. Question 2, yeah, a bit of shirt maths there. This week, get the old brain ticking along, see if you can figure that out. Yeah, if you take the lower squad number from the higher squad number, what player and number do you get? So obviously take one from the other. I've covered them up. So as long as you know the squad numbers, you're all right. So take the lower from the higher, and which squad number do you get, and which players that? Which City players that? That's question 2. Question 3, yeah, John Stones' 9th goal against West Ham in all competitions, drawing him level with 2 past City players. And we got an anagram up there, so for the 2 players that are involved. So can you suss out, say, pause it if you need to pause it and have a think and write it down. But yeah, there's 2 past players have also scored 9 goals. Which 2 players were it? So just use the anagram. They're not too bad there. I'm usually quite rubbish at anagrams, but I think they're not too bad. So 2 points up for grabs. If you get 1, you just get 1 point. So pause that if you need to pause it, if you need to think about it a little bit more. Right, question 4. Yeah, we've got to spot the ball now. So, of course, it's going in, isn't it? But on the trajectory, whereabouts is it? So where's the ball? Is it A, B, C, or D on that spot the ball there? Sometimes these are easier than other times, aren't they? Not always where their eyes are looking. Obviously, you've got to allow for split seconds and differences. That's something VAR should allow for, but it doesn't seem to, does it? But there you go. So spot the ball. Is it A, B, C, or D? Question 5. Here we go. Here's a link now. A link between City and West Ham. So which person who links West Ham? He was at West Ham from 1951 to 57. So pretty much one for the older guys, unless you know your history really well. And was at City from 1965 to 73 and 1979 to 80. So which links West Ham and City? Which player, which person, which manager? It doesn't matter. It could be anything. Could be a lady. Could be anything. Links West Ham between 1951 and 57, and City between 65 and 73, and then also 79 and 80 at City as well. So what name are we looking for? Who we're looking for? Excuse me, I drank a Coke and drink a Coke, and it's just set me funny. Right, who's that guy? Who's the guy in the image there? That's quite not a hard one, I don't think. But who's the guy with the funny face? Which City player is that? Question 6. Question 7. Yeah, what's the name of the West Ham's famous mascot? Is it Hammer Time, Hammer and Tongs, Hammerhead, or Hammer Believer? I thought that about myself. Is it Hammer Time, Hammer and Tongs, Hammerhead, or Hammer Believer? When I saw your face. Question 7. So you've got a chance with that one, I think. Question 8. Yeah, who's missing there? There's the lineup and the subs bench for the West Ham game. City's lineup and bench. Who's missing from the first 11? And who's missing from the bench? It's always quite easy at the time. Then that sort of, to me anyway, it gets quite difficult a few days after when you go back and look at it. I do struggle on these, and I put them together. But so who's missing from the first 11 against West Ham, and who's missing from the bench against West Ham? It's question 8. Question 9. Yeah, Pep hit 200 wins with City, but how many games did it take him? According to the stats that came out last week, I mean, obviously these stats are being debated left, right and centre, aren't they? But 200 wins, how many games did it take? 263, 273, 283 or 293? So how many games did it take Pep to get to his 200 wins for City? 263, 273, 283 or 293? I'm not sure if that's Opta or some other stat. I have no idea. Question 10 on the last question on the West Ham game. Yeah, David Moyes, yeah, the chosen one. He's managed 4 other English teams as well as West Ham. Oh, I can think of one. Can you name them? I can think of 2 offhand. I could get 3 of these. I was struggling with the last one. So he's 4 other English teams he's managed, David Moyes. Can you name all 4? I don't need the dates. I mean, I do have the dates here for you, but I don't need the dates. So which other 4 English teams, apart from West Ham, has David Moyes managed? Pause that if you need to pause it. Right, on to question 11. Right, You Are the Ref, of course, the great game from Paul Trevelyan and Keith Hackett. And a question from there. I mean, it's up on screen now. You're about to blow for full time, but the ball suddenly hits your arm and your whistle flies out of your mouth. A striker fires a deflected ball straight into the net. What now? You see, you couldn't blow your whistle because you had it knocked out. So there you go. Do you A, award a goal? Do you B, disallow the goal? Or C, award a drop ball at the point where the ball struck you? So there you go. You're about to blow for full time. So it's finished, done. That's it. We're all done, kids. But the ball suddenly hits your arm and your whistle flies out of your mouth. A striker fires a deflected ball straight into the net. What now? And that might be a slight change now with these new rules. But think back 2 or 3 seasons ago. What would the ref have done with that one? So that may have changed slightly now with the new rules on the ball hitting the referee. But just think back to what it would have been when this game came out. It's not a brand new game. It's a few years old. So give you a little bit of leeway with the answer there, depending on what you say. But I think, I don't think it should particularly affect the answer of the question, but just bear that in mind. Right, so there's 16 points up for grabs, those first 11 questions. Right, now on to the second part of the quiz, City versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Question 12, there's a nice image there. Who's hugging our Gabby? So who's showing the love to our Gabby Jesus? Who's giving a big hug on that picture? Which City player? It's obviously not a West Ham player, Wolves player, is it? So there you go. Right, who links the clubs? Here, another link between the clubs. So, who was at City, Manchester City, between 1960 to 1964? So you have your old head on with these ones. And was at Wolves between 1964 and 1976. So who links those two clubs by those dates? City 1960 to 64, Wolves 64 to 76. And we do a spot the ball. Yep, where is it? Is it A, B, C, or D? And that's probably on its way into goal as well, isn't it? I can't remember now which, as I'm doing this, but yeah, is it A, B, C, or D? Where's the ball on that one? Do you like me ball? A lot of people wouldn't notice, but I've used one of the balls we used to play with on a Sunday I went at home on the park when we were kids. I used one of them balls. I thought they're far better than those rubbishy Premier League ones. Question 15, yeah, record was broken, which is not unusual, but obviously this is perhaps a little bit to do with City, but also to do with Wolves, this one. A record was broken for the number of Portuguese players who started the game on both sides. So, yeah, a Premier League record, I think. They didn't say whether it's a total football league record, but I'd assume it is. Obviously, if you think about obviously foreign players, yeah. So was it? You got three options here. How many started the game on both sides? Was it 6, 7, or 8? So how many actual Portuguese players started the game on against Manchester City against Wolves? So kick off in the first half. How many Portuguese players? It broke a record, but how many was it? 6, 7, or 8? Question 16. Of the 4 players visible, there you go, there's 4 players up there. Perhaps I need to know a little bit about Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. Here's a bit of a test for you. Of the 4 players visible, who has the highest squad number? So there's 4 players there. You probably know the City ones, don't you? But have a think of what the Wolves players' squad numbers might be. You can have a guess, obviously, but so who has the highest squad number on that image of the 4 players? Question 17. Yeah, Wolves wore their third kit, very Portuguese-like, wasn't it, as you'd expect, I suppose. But what 2 colours dominate their second kit? So their normal away strip, obviously that's the third kit they wore last night. So their second, not the home one, obviously, their second away strip. What 2 colours? Obviously, it's shades of colours it might be as well, but obviously I'll give you the points if you basically say the colour. Which 2 colours dominate their second away strip, or their away strip, their second kit, if you like. So which 2 colours? Have a think on that one. So say the Portuguese one's their third kit, and obviously the gold is their first kit. So can you think what 2 colours dominate their second away strip? Shirts. Anyway, we're looking for the shirts, obviously, just the shirts. I'm not really too worried about the socks and the shorts. So what 2 colours? Question 18. Yeah, here we go. This is a memory round now. I'm going to put a picture on screen for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Just have a look at the image. Just try and remember what you see in the image. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions on it afterwards. So, I mean, once I do this, don't go back and rewind and cheat. Just a bit of fun. So have a look at that image there. I'm going to ask you 2 questions on the image. So I'm going to take it off and then ask you the questions. So have a quick look at that image. So I'll try and make a note of what's going on in that image. Right, the image is going to go off in a moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, in that image, right, check your memory now. How many balls were there? How many balls were in the images? And how many times does Jesus appear? Well, clearly, anyway, I don't think he's in the background anyway, but how many times does Jesus appear in those images? So how many balls were there in total? And how many times does Jesus appear? So just check your memory out there. And question 19, here we go. As a player, what position did Nuno Espirito Santo play? Was he a keeper? Was he a defender? Was he a midfielder? Or was he a striker? Or did he never play professionally? So what was he? What was Nuno Espirito Santo? Was he a goalkeeper? Was he a defender? Was he a midfielder? Was he a striker? Or did he never actually play professional football? He may have played in a position in an amateur team, or like me, where we're non-league teams and amateur teams, but did he never actually play professional football? What do you think? We've got 5 options there. That's question 19. On to the penultimate question now. Yeah, we got the missing squad numbers on this one, so have a look at the lineup again. So there's a couple of guys missing from the starting 11 and the subs bench, of course. So can you find out or tell me who's missing from the squad and the subs bench, the starting 11 and the subs bench? Which 2 City players? And question 21, after the Wolves game, we're talking after the Wolves game, City are now unbeaten in 28 games. Well done us. But how many of those 28 games have been draws? So how many of those 28 games were unbeaten in 28, but how many of those games were draws? And you should get a total of 28 points there for that. Excuse me a moment. Right, how did you do? Let's have a go. Let's shoot through the results now. Right, we'll start with the West Ham half again. Question 1, yeah. West Ham were the first team to score at the Etihad since December the 15th when we played them. Of course, the other team before that on December the 15th was West Bromwich Albion, of course, in the 1-1 draw at it seems a long time ago, that, doesn't it? So West Brom was the answer I was looking for. If you said 1-1, you don't get anything extra for that one. Shirt maths, obviously question 2. Yeah, of course, if you take the lower from the higher, obviously you're taking a 5 from a 3, aren't you? You're obviously taking Stones and Mr. Diaz, so you're taking Diaz from Stones, which leaves you 2, which of course leaves you, of course, Mr. Walker, doesn't it? So obviously we're looking for Kyle Walker there in the shirt maths question. And question 3, yeah, the anagrams, there they go. I'll put them up on screen for you. Yeah, obviously John Stones is now drawn level in the scoring stakes with Rockabye Evil, who's actually Isle Berkovic, and Ejet Loonlots, who's obviously Jolyon Lescott. And there you go. So if you got those 2, or you only got one of them, give yourself a point. But if you got both, give yourself 2 points. So there you go. That's the answer to the anagram. Question 4, spot the ball. Yeah, there we know where it's going, don't we? And yeah, the answer's C. So if you said C for spot the ball and you followed the eyes and you knew where it was, give yourself a point for that one. And the links, here we go, the links. Question 5, who links West Ham from 51 to 57 and City from 65 to 73 and again in 79-80? Well, of course, if you're thinking 65, 73 and 79, 80, it's of course got to be Malcolm Allison, hasn't it? Who obviously played for West Ham between 51 and 57 and managed and both coached and managed City between those other dates. So, yeah, the link I was looking for was, of course, big Malcolm Allison. And question 6, there you go, who dat? I mean, that was an easy one, wasn't it? He's got a sort of build, hasn't he? I mean, he's one of those players you can sort of recognise from various things, but definitely his build. Of course, it was Sergio Aguero, wasn't it? With the funny face. And yes, the name, yes, it wasn't Hammer Time, was it? No, it wasn't Hammer and Tongs, of course it wasn't. It wasn't Hammer Believer. I'm sorry about that, pathetic, I know. Yeah, of course, it's Hammerhead, isn't it, is the West Ham mascot. Hammerhead, I think he's one of the best ones out there, to be honest with you. I do like that mascot, to be honest with you. And question 8, who's missing for first 11? Well, it's up there now from the bench, of course. Fernandinho's missing from the starting 11 there. We've got my hero, or my namesake, Bernardo, is missing from the subs bench. They're all my heroes at the moment. I don't have any real favourites, although perhaps Bernardo is just a little bit. So that's question 8. Question 9, yeah, of course, Pep hit his 200 wins, didn't he? As I say, these are the stats that have been published anyway recently on the internet and various sources. Yeah, it was 273, so he hit his 200 wins in 273 games, so a point for that if you got that. And here we go, Mr. David Moyes, yet the chosen one. Of course, he's managed 4 other English teams. Yeah, he did United, of course, from not long, was it? 13 to 14. Did Everton before United, so that was quite easy to remember. 2002 to 2013, nearly 11 seasons at Everton. That's amazing. Before Everton, he was at Preston. I probably forgot that one. 98 to 2002. And, of course, he had a brief trip abroad, didn't he? But then he come back and looked after Sunderland, didn't he, from 2016 to 17. So the 4 teams, Preston, Everton, United and Sunderland. You give yourself 4 points, or however many points you got. If you got a couple right, give yourself 2 points, and etc, etc. You are the ref, right? There's the answer on screen. It's quite a long-winded one, that, wasn't it? Obviously, you're about to blow for full time. The ball suddenly hits your arm, and your whistle flies out of your mouth. A striker fires the deflected ball straight to net. Award the goal, disallow the goal, award a drop ball at the point where the ball struck you. Of course, well, it doesn't matter with the new rules even, does it, really? When you look at the answer there up on screen, you disallow the goal and indicate that the game has ended. The laws make clear that you are the sole timekeeper and you have decided that the game has ended. Your failure to blow the whistle is irrelevant, but to avoid such a messy finish to a match, you're being told here, you should have reached faster and reacted faster and blown your backup whistle. All referees are advised to carry 2. There you go, you've been told now by Mr. Trevelyan and Keith Hackett. And for all the whistle enthusiasts out there, which I'm sure there's many of you, I mean, I'm one myself, I mean, I must admit, my 2 whistles of choice, this is Mr. Hackett, who are a tried and trusted Acme Thunderer and an Italian Bililia, which had a very high-pitched tone. There you go. So there's your answer to the you are the ref. If you got that right, give yourself a point. Yeah, I can't see any problem with that, to be honest with you. Yeah, if you decide, I mean, obviously you could argue later on, but obviously at this in these new rules, obviously he could perhaps get away with that, couldn't he? Because he just could play would stop anyway, because obviously it's hit him and he's had a contact with it, so he would escape that embarrassment now, wouldn't he? But again, as I said, if the player had carried on and tried to score, obviously it doesn't matter anyway, so the rule still applies even under the new rules. So that was an interesting one, that one. Right, on to the Wolves game. Who's hugging our Gabby, of course? Well, it's Mr. Walker, isn't it? Looking all happy and sharing the love to our Gabby Jesus. So that's Kyle Walker was the answer I was looking for. And who links City and Wolves? Yeah, again, one for the older guys, perhaps, unless you know your history. Of course, City from 60-64. Of course, we're talking Dave Wagstaff, who then moved on to Wolves. Was had a little bit of success there, thankfully, because he didn't leave City on the kindest of terms, to be honest with you. Not his fault entirely, but Wolves. He was at Wolves 64-76. He was actually born in Openshaw. I used to have some offices. I used to live in Abbey Hay Gorton, and I used to have some business offices in Higher Openshaw. So but he was actually born in Openshaw. So I think he'll be a feature of perhaps a player in time one day. Question 14, spot the ball. Yeah, there again, we've got same letter again. It's another C answer. So if you said C for that, you're going to give yourself a point. So spot the ball there, it's at C. And 15, a record was broke for the number of Portuguese players, of course, who started the game, and it was actually 8. So there was 8. I'm not going to name them, but there was actually 8 Portuguese players started the game. So that's question 15. So that's quite amazing. I think it was 5 Wolves and 3 City, was it? I didn't look at that, but just the top of my head. Yeah, okay, I think that sounds about right. I mean, it might have been 6 and 2. I'm not too sure, but it could have been 5 and 3. Of the 4 players visible, who has the highest squad number? Well, Rodri's 16, so he's the lowest. KDB's 17, so he's the second lowest. But second highest, of course, is Moutinho. It might have been hard. I think Traore Adama was a bit easy. Even I knew his was high. But Moutinho's 28. But top, and obviously the one with the highest squad number is Adama Traore with number 37. So if you said him, give yourself a point for that. And of course the strips up there is an interesting looking strip. If you said blue and white, that's okay. It's a light blue, isn't it? Is it sky blue? Probably not. Is it laser blue? Probably not. But Wolves, of course, wore the third kit, the Portuguese type kit, didn't they? But the second kit's light blue and white. As you can see, a little bit of trim of the gold and black for Wolves. But they're the 2 main colours, obviously, light blue and white in the shirt for the second kit for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Not my favourite. Do you like it? It's not overly my favourite. I'm not a Wolves fan. Don't matter, does it? 18. Check out the image. There we go. So I'll put the image back up there. So how many balls? Obviously, there's only one picture that doesn't have a ball on it. So it's actually 7 images of balls in the images. So there's 8 images altogether. And of course, Jesus. I can't see him in the background anywhere else. I can just only see him in the bottom 2 images. So it's twice as far as Jesus appearing. So So if you said seven balls and 2 Jesuses, there you go, 5 gold rings, and that's 2 points. So if you just said one of them, 1 point. If you didn't get either, zilch. Question 19, yeah. As a player, what position did Nuno Espirito Santo? Yeah, well, he's a keeper. I mean, in his total career, I think he only made about 188, 190, less than 200 appearances anyway. So he wasn't, I don't think he was a number 1-1, you know, where he sort of, because you can sort of rack up 600-700 appearances as a goalkeeper, unless he had a lot of injuries. So he was an okay keeper. I don't think he was a main keeper. So yeah, he was a goalkeeper anyway. So he did play, and he played for the team Porto. He played for as well, and a couple of other teams. I think he played under Mourinho. I think Mourinho had him at Porto, so I didn't even recognise him in that image that I put up there. It's totally different looking, obviously, now. All his hair's gone from one place to another, hasn't it? That's the problem. Yeah, question 20. The missing squad members, of course. There was one from the line. It's easier when it's a newer game. Obviously, it's only 3 or 4 days in between them these days, isn't it? But Cancelo's missing from the first 11. And, of course, everyone needs John Stones in the middle. He's missing from the subs bench, isn't he? Against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So Cancelo and Stones, give yourself a point each. You got both of them. And question 21 and the final one, yeah, we are after the Wolves game. We're 28 games unbeaten. Let's hope we make it 29 and 30. Well, 29. I'm not too worried about 30, as long as we make it 29 and extend to 22 wins. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, unbeaten in 28 games. How many draws? It's actually 3. So we've drawn 3 games and won 25 of those 28 games. So there you go. If you said that, give yourself a point. Well, there you go. How'd you do? I would say there's a maximum there of 28 points up for grabs. Let me know what you got, please. If I went back and did this in a few days' time, after I've forgotten a bit, I'll probably be lucky to get 15 or 20, to be honest with you, because my memory's absolute rubbish. But yeah, I'd remember certain things like the Nuno Espirito Santo being a keeper, of course. I'll know that forever now. But yeah, certain things I forget. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments how you did. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching. Of course, I'll be back with That Was the Week That Was after the United and Southampton game. So that'll be, yeah, hopefully another 2 wins. Please, 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 another 2 wins. Another step nearer the title. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching. What I'm going to do this today, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flit across. Have a look at my film and TV channel. Wherever it is, all I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Thanks for watching. Come on, City. Bye for now.